Hierarch, one of our combat units can be assigned a new faction through the console in the War Council.
And welcome back to StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void.
We have received new robotic siege technology, Hierarch. Please make your selection.
This is episode 16, Purification, getting underway. And we unlocked the robotic siege, the big colossi, last mission. So our faction choices are Purifiers, Colossus, which you kind of know, and then these guys, the Reavers from Ior. They shoot out exploding scarabs. Wow.
The Tal'Darim motherships have warped in to strengthen our fleet. I must admit, they are quite impressive.
We are the soul of strength.
So the Tal'Darim mothership, it's a pretty badass choice for carrier, but they cost a lot of resources, like 1,000 Vespene gas or something, and the thing is you can only ever have one of them out at a time, so vastly inferior to carriers.
Carrier has arrived.
Now, nothing else new, but I'm going to go ahead and change our robotic support faction to the Havoc here instead of the Sentry or Energizer. That's just for this next mission, and I still stand by my claim that Energizers or Sentries are superior to Havocs, but I just kind of wanted to show them to you for this next mission, so that's why I did it.
Why was Endion chosen as the world Cybros was to orbit?
For thousands of years, it has been a research retreat. Here, Protoss scholars secluded themselves from political affairs to focus on the task of devising technology that would benefit the Empire. The Psi Matrix was first conceived here. When it was decided that the Purifiers would be shut down, they became a symbol of achievement, but also the dangers of it.
So they were brought to a research colony.
Where better than a place where our greatest scientists resided, constantly improving Cybros' stasis field.
And how many resided on the world below?
800,000 Kalai, a contingent of Templar.
I only hope their deaths were swift.
Hierarch, it is an honor.
Your plan worked, Karax. The stasis grid is down. We must act now.
If we can bring Cybros online, the battle station should begin to defend itself.
And the Purifiers?
They have lain dormant for millennia. They may still harbor anger towards us. If they turn on us, we will have to fight.
We failed them before, not understanding what it was we had birthed. These personalities may be replications, but they are alive.
After spending so much time with Phoenix, I share your belief.
Cybros will not be able to resist the Zerg for long. We should move quickly if we hope to save the Purifiers.
I require your honest counsel, Phoenix. Do you believe the Purifiers will join us?
I do not know. They may harbor rage, resentment for the actions of our forebears.
The Daylom is not the Conclave. We are united in purpose, like never before.
And that is why the Purifiers must be allowed to choose their fate for themselves. Without freedom, a people can be controlled, but never united.
This is true, and yet, the Firstborn have ill need of another enemy.
And I believe in you to not create one. Your actions determine the future for both the Templar and the Purifiers. But now is the time to act, Hierarch.
You are right. The way forward may be difficult, but it is necessary. Thank you, my friend.
Alright, so Phoenix as enthusiastic as ever, which kind of makes sense because these Purifier missions are his kind of storyline. Okay, for our Spear of Adun abilities, we're going back to Warp-in Reinforcements. We haven't used that in a while, but it's going to come in handy in this next mission. Solar Lance as usual, Orbital Assimilators as usual. And then initially I take Shield Overcharge and Guardian Shell. Purifier Beam. And Guardian Shell is great. It's actually probably superior to Reconstruction Beam, but this is one of those few missions where Reconstruction Beam really does pay off. So I back out of Shield Overcharge in order to get enough soul right, take Reconstruction Beam instead, and then with the 45 extra, I put 20 in bonus starting supply, 20 in shield recharge rate, and the last 5 in bonus to construction time.
I assume your plan is to bind these robotic warriors to your will.
They will be allowed their freedom, much like Phoenix. Making slaves of them is what led to their revolt before.
Oh, this foolish idealism taxes my patience.
Idealism? They are the replications of our greatest champions. Was it so different when we gave your people freedom by breaking them away from Malash's grip?
Only to deliver them to mine. I could not allow my people to be guided by Amon's lies any further, but make no mistake, they are not free. Freedom is a delusion granted to the weak by the strong.
You speak as Amon does. For the sake of your life, that will change.
Instill the Phoenix machine as the new executor of the Purifiers, and use them as the tools of destruction they were built to be.
So as usual, Alarak has some great counterpoints, although he's as ruthless and antagonistic as ever.
With the stasis grid down, the Zerg have begun infesting the surface of Cybros. We do not have long if we wish to save the Purifiers. Your Templar are ready, Hierarch. Give the word, and it shall be reclaimed. These Zerg are truly as tenacious as the Archives claim. Their infestation already spreads across the surface.
And Amon's hybrid has begun fortifying the hives. We must hope for the aid of the Purifiers to win this battle.
Indeed. According to the station's schematics, Cybros' power architecture is divided into 4 distinct quadrants. Each is sealed by 3 null circuits. Destroying all of the circuits in a quadrant should restore its power, activating at least some of the Purifiers.
We will need to keep a watchful eye upon the core matrix. If the Zerg destroy it, Cybros falls as well.
We should try to locate the null circuits as soon as it is safe to do so, Hierarch.
Artanis, there are unpowered cannons placed near the core matrix. With enough fortification, this would be a defensible position.
Okay, so here we go with Purification. This is a pretty fun, pretty straightforward mission. Core matrix in the middle there, we got to protect it. And then otherwise we got to activate these Purifier forces. There are 4 total. You have to destroy these 3 null circuits for each of them. So 12 null circuits total. If you can activate 2 Purifier forces within 60 seconds of each other, you get an achievement called Power Overwhelming. And I was never able to get it until this take. So you're actually going to see me get it for the first time, which is cool. And then the other achievement I had already gotten on other takes, but you'll see it happen as well. It's called Don't Tase Me, Cybros. And you have to keep the core matrix's shields from dropping to 0. And that's not too hard. So we're getting set up here. That's the core matrix there. Basically, we're going to use warp-in reinforcements a few times just right around the core matrix and then leave these units here. And I'm going to augment them with some of these Havocs And for our mobile strike force on offense will be Carrier Void Ray.
A Zerg force is preparing to move on the core matrix. Warriors, defend the core!
You require my... I am the forever.
Okay, so not too bad, obviously. Like most missions, the waves of attacks will get bigger and harder as we move on. But you also may have noticed the Vanguard, the Tal'Darim faction robotic warrior down there. They're great on this mission. They do that area effect kind of ground bombardment attack, and that helps with, you know, big groups like Zerglings and stuff, light enemies, but that are coming in, you know, big numbers.
We should head out and destroy the null circuits. The Purifiers will attack the Zerg and slow their attacks upon the core.
So while it was nice of Karax to remind us of the main objective, this is one of those missions that's pretty relaxed. You can actually kind of take some time and get yourself built up before you strike out. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm detecting a purifier awakening on its own. Wait, something is amiss. The AI has gone rogue.
Its Solarite memory lattice has grown irreversibly unstable. We should disable it. At least we can put its Solarite to use.
Okay, so that'll be the bonus objective, and that's actually a pretty tough target to take down, so we're going to wait until we're good and built up to go after that.
Our base is under attack. You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
The Zerg broods are reacting to our battle plan. They have begun guarding the null circuits.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, so setting up a little static defense over on the right here. This is probably a little bit more than you need, but you know me, I just tend to be pretty thorough about that stuff. And yeah, as long as you react over there with Solar Lance to help clear out the attacks, that pretty much just completely shuts down that right side, and you're good to go for the whole mission.
The Zerg are attacking from the northeast. They're trying to break through our nexus point.
Upgrade complete.
So you can see there, no problem. Again, the attacks will get bigger and harder, so we will need to pay attention to them over there. But for the most part, a little bit of static defense is fine. As for the middle and around the core matrix, that's mostly going to just be the units that we summon there with warp-in reinforcements. But I will add some more static defense down the center here as well later on in the mission, like you know, same kind of thing, cannons, monoliths, etc. Otherwise, this opening has been pretty straightforward, kind of boring Protoss stuff. Got a couple Stargates up to make Void Rays and Carriers with, fleet beacons going up now. Been, you know, working on upgrades the whole way. I think I did have to make a cybernetics core and a forge to get those going. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Very straightforward, kind of vanilla opening. Okay, so that was kind of rude, the way the Zerg interrupted my probe. Had to deal with that fight, and now we're back to getting our defenses set up down there. And then I'm going to throw in some more pylons, start to make a wall over here in case this right side does get broken later. But yeah, again, just pretty basic stuff. Now, as for Void Ray Carrier, you don't have to do that on this mission. In fact, this mission is pretty easy, and in retrospect, I should have maybe done a different unit strategy just to give you a break from Void Ray Carrier, but Void Ray Carrier is just so much fun, and it makes everything so much easier, you know? So that's why I did it that way, but yeah, this mission is wide open. You could do Dark Templar, you could sneak around, you could do maybe Adepts like we did on that one mission. You could do robots, use Colossi. It's just pretty wide open. There are a lot of ways to skin this cat.
State thy bidding. Base is under attack.
Okay, so we're finalizing our upgrades, and we're starting to get a small force of Void Rays. So I'm going to start slowly striking out and working on the objectives. And then it'll just be a dance of doing that and defending, you know, back and forth and moving ahead.
Charged.
There, a null circuit. Destroy it, and power should begin to flow again.
Hierarch, the Hybrid are moving to strike the core matrix. We must tighten its defenses.
Carrier has arrived. This vessel shall impend.
We are one with the shadows. We move on the eye of the
Systems at full.
Okay, so those behemoths are pretty dangerous, and they can take out a Void Ray pretty quickly, so we got to be careful of those, but otherwise not really much. And we have Reconstruction Beam, which will heal Void Rays, and then you can see we've already got some carriers out, or a carrier out, and maybe another one just showed up there. Yeah, there it is. And they repair mechanical units, so we kind of have double repair going on. So we're going to be pretty invincible here pretty quickly.
Upgrade base is under attack. Your warrior engages the enemy. This vessel shall prismatic. Upgrade complete.
alive. Channel the light of iron.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. This vessel shall be flamed. It shall be done. Undercooled strong. Prismatic core online. Calibrated core. Base is under attack. Paradactyl.
So I was a little slow to defend there, and I busted out the big guns and went with the Purifier beam, but really not much of a problem. I think they did. I'm not sure if they broke through there or if I just didn't build it that well and there's kind of a hole that they could get through, but either way, just gonna shore up the defenses over there and beef them up a little bit.
Firstborn, I remember. Betrayal. Death. Unacceptable.
Calibrating void lens.
New targets acquired. Eliminate Templar.
Base is under attack.
A shame. Karas, do what you must.
Understood, Phoenix. I will see the Solarite is recovered properly.
Phase crystal.
Okay, so we got the bonus objective done. You can see it was kind of a tough enemy there. Killed one of our Void Rays, but that was really my fault. I could have microed it out and saved it, no big deal. But so that's done, and then we have one more null circuit to kill over on this left side to activate the first Purifier force, but I'm actually going to leave it. What I'm going to do is kill 2 of the 3 to the south here, and then leave the third one there, and then I'll split my forces and kill the third one from each section kind of simultaneously, and that way I get that power overwhelming achievement.
Base is under attack.
The core matrix is under attack. It must not fall.
We are one with the shadows.
Okay, a little bit of a scare, so I pulled back our assault force because they were nearby, but really no big deal. And you see now with 4 carriers and however many Void Rays, I mean, between Reconstruction Beam and the carrier repair ability, just they never really lose health, you know? I mean, they might lose their shields, but if they start losing health, they're instantly repaired. So, yeah, this is what I mean by carrier Void Ray. It's just the answer for everything.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack. Base is under attack. Carrier has arrived. Face the enemy. Base is under attack.
Annihilation commencing.
Base is under attack. must construct additional pylons.
So a lot of this scouring isn't necessary, but I'm just trying to find out where all the null circuits are, because like I said, I want to do the final one for 2 different groups of them simultaneously with a split force. So I'm just trying to be careful and not activate one of the purifier forces before I really want to.
Undercool the rock.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Alright, so I found the 3rd one, cleared that area out, so I just have 1 more from each of these groups. So we're going to meet in the middle, split the forces, and then go after each of them simultaneously, and then hopefully get that power overwhelming achievement.
Our blades meet the enemy.
Our pylon is under attack.
We face the enemy.
Null circuits destroyed. Station at half power. Null circuits destroyed. Station at half power.
Purifiers! Our home is under assault by alien forces. Move out and eliminate them. Purifiers! Our home is under assault by alien forces. Move out and eliminate them.
Alright, there you have it. Got 2 within 60 seconds of each other. Got power overwhelming achievement, and then I also got the Purifier missions achievement. I don't know what that one is for. But yeah, so that was cool that you got to see that, and then I pulled it off. The downside is it's kind of slowed us down a little bit. But, you know, that's just the bee-burner thoroughgoing thoroughness at work.
Is under attack.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
Process.
You require my skills.
Okay, at this point I just kind of take a breather, organize my units and my control groups, build up a little bit of static defense to reinforce the defenses, some pylons, etc. Just kind of regrouping and whatnot. Now, I am going to head to the south and set up some more Vespene orbital assimilators, just because it's free resources and the ones we started with are out, and the units that I'm making cost a lot of gas. Down there is where I'm going to be heading. And as we start to move around the map, you'll see these purifier forces that we've activated, you know, are out and about and kicking ass and fighting the Zerg and whatnot. So that's what's going to be happening moving forward. I'm not going to be slowed down by achievements and whatnot the rest of the way. So it's just going to be a massive force moving about and annihilating everything in its path.
You're at full power.
Mineral field depleted.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Annihilation.
The last grouping of null circuits is located here.
Carrier has arrived.
The third quadrant is coming online now. Cybros is at 75% power.
Mineral field.
Brothers, our time has come. Eliminate the alien bioforms with extreme prejudice.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Channels are divided.
Mineral field depleted. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Annihilation commencing.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Calibrate base is under attack.
Annihilation commencing. Annihilation commencing.
Our pylon is under attack.
That's it! Seals are fully unlocked. Cybros is awakening. Hierarch, Cybros has reached full power, and the purifiers are cleansing the station of the Zerg.
Fight on, brothers. Slaughter them to the last.
Wait! I've been disconnected from Cybros' systems. The core is activating. It's going to fire!
Lorian, what are you... Commencing purification.
Zerg biosigns disappearing. The surface of Endion has been cleansed of life.
It is over.
Wow. These purifiers do not mess around, Devatron. Purification with achievements. That'll wrap up the Purifier missions, and that just leaves the final 3 to go. Hope you're enjoying StarCraft II Legacy of the Void. We'll see you in the next episode.